Day 3 festival has begun. The mystery will be solved today because I believe this is the final day, so it kind of has to. I'm not sure if this is going to follow the trend. I'm assuming it will, of how each day has had 2 episodes to itself, so I'm assuming we're probably going to do that, and this arc probably won't end here, but I can definitely see them also figuring it out and ending it here, so I have actually no idea. We have a lot of sus. We have a lot of people that we have our sus on. We're going to go from there, I guess. Hope you like it all. Like and subscribe to me and a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for discussion. Leave any comments though about this episode of the series. Let's go on episode 16. Oh boy.
遅かったな。やあ、おはよう。参ったな。願者たちが待機してるってことは、犯行はまだみたいだね。さあ、10文字。来るなら来い。
It's actually funny. There's so many people now that are just lurking and like probably gonna be accusing everybody of possibly doing something. A moment of truth, Jatanda. Hopefully you got some sleep last night. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, the sister. Oh. A cultured woman. Hold up. What was that struck her so much? Oh. Okay.
それでも完売には少し足りないか。考えてみるか。うまくいくかはわからないが。
Love to see him actually like attempting to sell all of them and actually like caring, it seems like. Instead of just being content with trying to hit like 30.
10文字の狙いはクイズ券？いやいやまさか。
What if he did it yesterday when nobody's aware? He's thinning them out. You gotta hold your ground, lads.
何かあったの？
we ain't holding info from here.
まさかクイズ券？
いや、軽音部だ。弦がやられた。
軽音部？軽音部だって。それ本当なんだろうね。
そう思うなら自分で確かめりゃいい。じゃあな。
待って。無駄か。
Don't lose faith in yourself, brother.
考え直さなきゃ。
What if it's like a group of people?
逮捕以外に僕に何ができる？
So you can't pinpoint a person, you know? You gotta be kidding me. Still not showing the face.
姉貴、本当に来るとは。
I will buy.
ありがとうございます。
何それ？あんたに似合わないわね。
I was given those. Well, if you would like this, give me something. Yeah, cool.
これもらうわね。代わりに。
Something to help us?
なんだ。
An anthology? The one that she made, maybe? No.
夕べには向く。
Yeah? Why does she have a... She's not the artist, right? She was in the classic Licklo. She's not the artist, right?
安心院拓派？
Who the fuck is that?
会計を手伝ったぐらいでほとんど何もしてないんですが、こ
Hmm.
の漫画を楽しんでもらえたなら私じゃなく原作と作画の手柄です。
Okay.
安心院拓派ってのはチーム名みたいなもんかしているうちに気があって、それじゃあ書いてみようかってことで書かれたのがこの話です。今回1回で解散するつもりはありません。
But that
来
likely
年の勘
happened.
野菜目指し、もうスタートしています。原作の A は次回は作風をコロンと変えて作を一ひねり二ひねりできないか企んでいるとか。タイトルはもうできている
Similar
そ
to...
うです。予告します。
Similar to what's
次
happening
回
here.
作のタイトルはクドリャフカの順番。また暗い題名をお会いしましょう。安心院拓派。クドリャフカの順番？クドリャフカが何かは知らない。
Oh, we're about to find out.
順番という単語が引っかかる。
So we're guessing A, they said is the writer, but I can't remember what they said the writer's name was last time. So if it started with an A, then that's spot on. If it's not, then I have no idea.
まさか厄介事を持ち込んできたんじゃないだろう。
Oh, she easily has. There's a reason you got this, dude. Her timing is crazy. Every time she goes to knock on a door. It's probably because she's not actually gonna knock on it, huh? And they just walk out.
チタンダエルです。吉野さん
君
に
が古典部の部長さ。
Yes.
ちょうどよかった。君に会いに行くところだったんだ。君、お昼のラジオのゲストに出てみない？
Oh.
銃も
願ってもないチャンスです。こちらこそよろしく
The
お願
way
いし
her
ます。
face lights
じゃ
up.
あ同人漫画に夢中でさっきからずっとこの調子なんだ。
いいぞこれ。
Mm,
へえ。
you relate to Mayaka.
あら、
That's the one she was looking for.
どこかで見たような気が。
だ今はそれどころじゃないだろう。
No, it definitely is. Give her a minute.
私、気になります。
データ
ここまで来てるんです。
飲み込め。
無理です。
そこをなんとか。
別のページも見せてください。
Deep breaths, brother. Deep breaths.
ありがとうございます。
I like how they're all catching up, you know?
出ていたポスターの絵と似ています。
うん確かに。
オレキさん、この漫画少し貸してください。
Fine.
次は適当に書いて。
Another cosplay for Mayaka. She got the Pokemon trainer hat on.
写真はダメです。おっと。
Why? Yeah, oh my god. And she gets away with it because of this. Unfucking believable, bro. It's gonna get all over her, too. Not just the, yeah. Now she's really about to fucking snap, dude.
ごめん、イバラ。私、
But you still didn't have good intentions from the beginning.
元がカーキ色だからね。目立たないよ。多分。
I don't know about that. Deep breaths, Micah. Please, calm down. Honestly, nah, this is the time to explode all the fuck it. Nah, do it.
すみません、部長。あと、
Mm.
よろしくお願いします。七色インコの服、着替えないと。気にしないでください。
Gotta feel for the girl. Oh.
今、ちょっといいですか？
Yeah, kinda.
ジョージ？
Aw.
着替えたんだ。それでどうしたの？
Don't burden anyone else by bringing it up. They're making them worry. This is what I was looking for.
じいちゃんがこれ持ってるの？私のではなく、オレキさんのなんです。
This guy's got good taste.
持ってきたそうですよ。まゆかさん、この漫画のことを知ってるんですか？の漫画を描いた人が同じ人なのか、私、気になるんです。
Well, I guess we're going to look.
そのポス
Welcome to this mystery. Welcome.
どうですか？
I guess she's the person to bring for those two, yeah.
99% 同じ人ね。耳の処理の仕方が全く同じ。
And that means they drew it this year, so the artist is still in the school. So I guess my theories of her clubmate being the artist is still possible.
に貼ってあるポスター、誰が描いたのかわかりますか？
ああ、それなら久我山だよ。
久我山宗義さんです。
Oh,
生徒会長の？
ああ、お前もなんか書けってせっついたんだ。結構いい出来だろ。
yeah.
とても素晴らしい出来だと思います。
Okay.
本人が聞いた。
I don't know if that does anything for me. Like,
作画までわかるなんて。
that does a lot for her, though.
本人に聞いてみようかな。
It's like she's looking up to her heroes here about all this. She's on a roll.
あれマヤカジャージ？
Don't ask. Don't ask.
代わってもらった。
She's a little happy, though, actually, because some good things happen.
名前もわかりました。
おお、よかったな。有名人か？
あ
The president.
宝太郎冗談で言ってるんだよ
We
ね。
went over the name before, didn't we? With him and Phil? Yeah.
生徒会長。
Oh.
ああ、
right, right. I was just testing you
陸
guys.
山だと思ってた。
それはアジムと読むんだよ。九州の地名さ。
それは人生において必須知識。
So this is the shit they do, and then I don't know what's happening because I don't get the letters and
小さく
the
ローマ字
different
で書いて
meanings
あり
and
ます
words
よ
and shit.
それ、絵は久我山先輩だけど、原作は安城春菜って人だって。
おお、お前これのこと知ってたのか？
Of course.
大好きな漫画よ。去年この文化祭で買ったの。
あ あの茨がはっきり大好きと
It must really be good.
まだ使うんだ。
使う？
Yeah.
そうです。実は私、放送部のお昼のラジオに出ることになったんです。
なんと。
ちいちゃんすごいじゃない。
やるね。
I don't know what's on his mind
第
right
一
now
にゲストの時間ってのは
at
5
all.
分ぐらいしかない。
なんだ
You look like you got it.
何が俺がやろうとしていることを知ったら反対するに違いない。サトシ、
お
すまんがちょっと来てくれ。
やっぱり何か分かったね、大太郎。
He don't want to work with you, bro. He don't want to work with you.
文字事件のことじゃないんですか？
Can you lie to her? Can you forgive her for asking?
ちょっと、
Just say it.
私だって、
I'm curious.
私だって、とっても気になってるの
Oh,
に、どうして福部さんだけ。
wow.
参ったな。かくなる上は確かに10文字事件のことだ。ものすごく卑猥な話だがいいか。
配当10文字の些細なミスでも見つけ出したとか。
Nope.
それもちと違うかな。
I got nothing, dude. I cannot be in bro's head right now.
なんだよ。
どっちでもない。
He's
容疑者は1000
disappointed,
人以上
bro.
だよ。それなのに、つながりもミスも見つけず、犯人を特定しようっていうのかい？
まあそうだな。
どうやってさ。
That's impossible. Calm down.
聞かせてよ。
Yeah, you can use this to help you, dude.
かつから銃の品を盗むのか。
'Cause
これは
they're
署名を読み
bored.
取って仮定しただけだがな。キングカードを残すのか。
So that you chase.
これだね。
第3になぜ失われたという言葉を使うのか。いただいたとかが普通じゃないか。
ちなみにそれもあるよ。お料理券のやつ。
Bro's been
第
collecting
5になぜ
everything.
園芸部とお料理犬なのか。普通なら料理犬だと思うぞ。
それは古典部と工作部。どっちが狙われるかって問題にも直結するね。
Yeah.
第6にこいつが一番お
Why
か
he
しい。
skipped one?
なぜ区を飛ばして
Yeah.
毛を盗んだ。
クラブは物を盗めるような状況
Yeah,
じゃ
I
なか
guess
っ
if
た。
they were stacking everybody,
これ
then
だ
that goes against everything.
この漫画は別に関係ないでしょう。
No, but it
それ
does.
がそうでもないかもしれん。サトシ、クリスティの超有名作といえばしてクドリャフカの順番というタイトルをつけるとするなら、俺は ABC 殺人事件だと思っている。
Yeah.
クドリャフ、僕なら非業の死というイメージで、そして誰もかな。
この文化祭でクドリャフカの順番って漫画は売られているのか。
いや、総務員にそんな話は来てない。もし満件で出てたら
Doesn't mean they're not
前田
doing
が何
it.
か言ってるだろうし。
クリスティの超有名作をひねった漫画を出すと予告してあった。その作品は推測で、そして誰もいなくなったか ABC 殺人事件だ。
But
そ
we
して
were wrong.
予告された今年、明らかに ABC 殺人事件からいただいたような事件が起きている。こいつは偶然か。邪魔されずに10文字事件を完遂させたい意志すらか。
Yeah, so I'm leaning more towards the president or the other guy, but I'm not up on anything here. Like I got nothing.
チタンダさんも心配だしね。
そうだな。頼む。俺はお前から借りたものを少し見てみるよ。つくものを用意するように伝えてくれ。
犯人を釣る餌だね。考えてるさ。考慮原稿を用意しておくよ。
Into the dark.
期待してるよ、大太郎。
Come on, Chitan, they'll be great.
9に合わせて入るからね。パーソナリティの吉野靖国です。本日最終日のゲストは古典部の部長1年 A 組のチタンダ L さんです。
Clap too, Chitanda. Yeah. I am stumped. I am completely stumped. I have absolutely no idea. I thought we were gonna go into this episode. I thought I was gonna get some hints, and I thought I was gonna be right on top of things. I was feeling good, specifically this arc. I felt like I was hitting some things, and you know, I don't think so anymore. I think it's what I've complained about before with things regarding the show, but it's just my, I guess, the incompetence in a way to comprehend the things that are kind of being presented to me. Specifically when they start like calling out the way that Ariki's reading the names and be like, no, you're reading this wrong. You could be read this way, or it could be this way instead. And then them specifically having like these games in a way, these things that they're following from these books or whatever it is, and specifically like having to follow certain patterns and me just not having like the knowledge of, you know, how that works, or being able to understand, I guess, or really try and put in the effort, I guess, at least, to understand. And all of that causes me to kind of like make my mind blow up and not know where we're at. I'll just lay out what I think, you know, right now, where my mind's at. And then when I'm completely wrong, I'm completely wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, to me, the only way that I can read this off is, as far as I know, the author and the artist, or the author at least, is somebody that we haven't been introduced to at all, because the author is no longer around, like, at our school anymore, I believe. The artist is the student council president, as far as we figured out, seems to be the case. So we know he's around, and we can suspect at least that he's involved in this in some sort of way. So we have a collaborative effort here, we find out as well. It's not just the manga club, it's a group of people who take interest in this and wanted to kind of come together and create something, which leads me to my ultimate conclusion of that's exactly the situation that's kind of going on here. It's a group of people who found a common interest in something and would like to kind of put on a presentation in a way. Usually, or as they said at the end, it was supposed to be another manga in which that they were working on together, or they were going to produce for this. But that doesn't seem to exist. That doesn't seem to be a thing. My assumption would be because the writer is no longer at the school anymore with us, so they no longer have the ability to kind of physically work on this, or reason, I guess, to physically work on this. While I guess there is the opportunity that we're still in contact with this person and we can kind of work things out with them in a physical format, it doesn't seem to be the case. So I think the likely situation here is to continue on and actually produce a product in which that they kind of wanted to do before. They formulated something and they made it a physical, live, real version here. They essentially came together and made up a mystery, or a story in some sort of way, or they came up with a basic plot line, a way to kind of deceive and do the things that they want to, and allow all the people involved to actually allow things to fall into place and go out of their way and be the characters, I guess, within this story that they're kind of trying to tell, which ultimately results where we're at now and kind of just what we're getting at. So I would believe, based on that assumption, we have a grouping of people who are involved, have their hands involved in this. The student council president definitely being one, the Hyouka being another, and possibly the president of the manga club as well. I'm assuming the committee guy is also involved, but that also might not be the case because he seems to be involved, or at least faking his way of kind of being involved in trying to figure out who all this is. But I'm assuming those other three are definitely involved. I wouldn't be shocked if Arisu's involved, and my reasoning for thinking that she's involved is because the sister seems to be in relation in some sort of way with her, or being in contact with her through the school message board, or whatever the case might be. So this may have been kind of spilled over to her, or mentioned to her at some sort of point, the sister that is, and that's why she kind of had her hands on Corpse by Evening, or maybe she just had it from being at the school the year before, or whatever reason, but she used this as a way to kind of encourage and push Hariki by coming in and now physically bringing him this, and that kind of involves her in a way and gets her tied into this, but also allows us to kind of further exactly what we're doing, as she was kind of the big like breaking point for us to kind of really start cracking this thing open, it seems. So that's like my general guess, assumption, whatever, that what we're going to kind of be getting into here, and I'm assuming I'm completely off and wrong on all of that, but that's okay. It's not the biggest of deals. So a couple other things that I'll just skip through and notice, I guess, that happens. Specifically, I don't know where to read Satoshi here. I feel like I've been pretty on with him recently, but right now I'm not. He seems to, specifically, I'm talking about right now, the final conversation which he had with Ariki. He seems, whatever he said at the end about like having hopes for him or something, I don't know if that's just like reverting back to like putting your faith in a way into somebody because he's like their talent in a way. He's like their star player in a way, similar to kind of like how you would if you were on like a sports team in a way. You would look at the star player in a way and expect them to kind of rise to the occasion and be the one who does something. So he's kind of expecting and putting this almost on him now, whereas before it felt like Satoshi was directly competing against us, but now it's almost feeling like he gave up towards that end there, and he started to kind of fall into place and realize during that conversation in which he had with him that while he's been putting all this effort in and trying to do things his own way and trying to prove him wrong and be like, I can do all this, he's realizing he's not getting anywhere. But while Riki's just kind of sitting back and doing his thing, he's learning a lot and actually progressing and finding new things, which is just like crushing in a way for Satoshi to kind of have to feel and deal with. And I think maybe at that point he just kind of loses faith in himself and gives up. But I also could be entirely reading that wrong. And he could be going a completely different route, but I have absolutely no idea. Like I said, this one threw me for a loop, so I got no clue. Chitanda sees the sister and specifically mentions that I think she's seen her before. So where, how, when, why? I don't know. I don't even know where to begin thinking about that. A bunch of Satoshi here kind of panicking in a way because he finds out that they're skipping steps, so they're not actually going about things the exact way that they were expected to in these ABC order, but it seems like they might not be going the same way. So possibly, I guess, out of the 4 things that he mentioned, we're probably combining a few of them. So maybe we're doing a combination of all 4, so you're led to believe it's one of them, but it's realistically not. Or maybe just a combination of 2 or 3 or something. I have no idea. Riki's sister shows up, and then he kind of explains his whole the thing that he's got going on with the passing around of items and stuff, which something he seems really into, which is kind of fun. It's like the most interesting thing for him so far. So I actually really like that too. And then he's able to kind of go through and read this entire dialogue, in which we kind of talked a little bit about earlier. That causes him to gain a lot of information and really start cracking this stuff open. Chitanda, I wonder also, is her knocking or not being able to, but having somebody come out every single time, is that just her standing by it for so long and not being able to build up the courage to actually go in and do it, and then somebody ends up walking out so they just catch her? Because this is the 2nd or 3rd time that this has happened, and I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case because of how socially awkward she seems to kind of come across. So I definitely would not be shocked if that's the case. But then she gets her gig, which is cool, so we're going to be on the afternoon whatever thing that's going on. She shows a lot of curiosity, and Riki gets kind of fucking flustered here when he gets a little cleavage peek here. This moment pissed me off. Splashing Mayuka with this shit, getting her all dirty and kind of ruining things is like, it's so sad because it's somebody who has so much passion and care and like want to be a part of this club and be a part of something with this, and just a group of people who just clearly don't want her around and treat her like shit. And even though all they meant was to get on her art, which is the most fucked up part to me actually, because as an artist yourself, why is that not like the one thing that you'll never mess with somebody? You know what I mean? Like it's something that's so weird to me. I feel like if there's something that you know the struggles and the hours and just the time and stuff that you have to put into, like the effort that you have to put into doing something, if you firsthand know that, why would you ever kind of prohibit or cause harm or ruin, you know, that from somebody else in a way? That just, it doesn't make any sense to me. So why she even did that makes no sense. I know she got bumped and then she could kind of play it off like an excuse at that point, but it was just like, she still had intentions to ruin her art, it seemed like, at the beginning, which is still even more fucked up. I do love to see the change, though, almost where she was kind of dragged out of that place due to what happened, but then being able to see Corpse by Evening and then be able to get entangled in this a little bit and start learning about who the artist and the author and everybody is here, like kind of brightens her day almost, and she starts to seem a little bit more happy, which is good because she has not been happy this entire festival. So we're able to compare it, find out it is the president who kind of does it, which we have a nice fun moment kind of between them, and then we talk to everybody as a pairing and kind of try and come up with something. Riki has on his mind, basically he's like just trying to piece everything together. Maybe he doesn't know officially what he's thinking really yet, but he's just trying to get all this stuff together, and he doesn't really want to hit Bob Chitanda, which I thought was like the funniest thing, and then him trying to like use excuses to her and tell her that it's like a adult-based thing and stuff, and like things that, you know, she needs to be a bit wary of and not want to get her involved. Trying to use it as an excuse is kind of funny. Then we have our big blow-off moment between the two. Once again, like I said, I have no read on really where this whole thing was going, but Riki kind of just starts piecing and showing off in a way, not intentionally or anything, but just exactly what he's kind of come to a conclusion of or gathered. And I think that kind of puts a bad taste in Satoshi's mouth because he realizes how little he's been able to kind of accomplish and do on his own. And as we get Satoshi to step into the darkness in a way and tell us that he's got hopes for the boy, once again, don't know exactly what that is. And then we get the cutest moment ever where our socially awkward Chitanda just face plants into into a microphone, which is really sad, and I hope she's okay. And I hope this doesn't cause, some things and people make fun of her any sort of way. I doubt that'll happen, but as always, fun episode. I feel completely lost right now. Which is all right. But as I always say, with the show specifically, usually it gets a lot better on my second watch, because when I have to edit, I rewatch it basically. So usually it gets a lot better because I can also slow it down while I'm doing that and process a little bit more. So usually that's pretty helpful. So maybe I'll be able to get some more into my brain before we go into the next one. I honestly, I feel like my prediction, at least of this being a cumulative thing of a bunch of different people and possibly people who worked on the previous one and possibly an actual enactment, almost like a play almost, or a experiment in a way of what they were kind of trying to or planning to do almost for this next manga in a way, came to life here. That's how I'm feeling, and I honestly think that wouldn't be too bad of a shout for them to go down that route. But I also haven't put it past the show ever, and I still don't, to kind of just do either the craziest shit to me where I just have no clue what's about to hit me and then just flip it completely on its head, or literally give me something that's as simple as me, everything that I just said is 100% overlooking it, and it's something so basic that you just feel stupid in a way when you're done, and you're like, how the fuck did I not see that? So they've gotten me on both of those multiple times now, so I wouldn't put it past them to do it again. I'm assuming we wrap up next episode. Excited just to kind of see how that goes. If you liked it, also like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos and channel when it comes with this episode of series. I'll be back for 17 soon. You guys have a good one though. Peace.